here in this welterweight fight. And
it's my second time buying the fight.
At the end of this title fight, and at the end,
well, we're going to talk about it.
Night for women's boxing.
Get you some highlights.
Claressa Shields running away with this 10-rounder.
And in a perfectly fought fight.
So let's talk.
I mean,
I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. I have it muted. I'm letting it play through as if it's real time. So normally I cover every single major fight live, meaning immediately after the fight. The last 9 Claressa Shields fights I have covered on YouTube. We've been to a few. I'm talking about a post-fight video immediately after. So as you can see, it's Thursday. I'm late. I've purchased the fight twice, once through Verizon and now through Fight.tv because I was having some issues with my my capture card to be able to play it. Anyway, it's taking me some time. So we're here now. So what we're going to talk about is this. I'm going to be very critical. So you can't say I didn't tell you. There's a problem with Claressa Shields. Media are afraid of her. Are you kind of following me? Especially white media or media who are not black. And then when women's boxing being the way it is, now this is the golden, I'm not going to say it's the golden age. The golden age is when they're like making money and everybody eating. This is the broadcasting golden age where they're getting televised in some way, shape, or form. And there's never been this much women boxing that we have access to. We're actually able to follow, you know, like the fights and the storylines. The thing is, even now, I'm like, man, I got to deal with this shit, you know, saying how I feel about the fight. And people going to say, oh, well, you know, you motherfucking coon. You motherfucker. Oh, wait, they're doing a particular.
Judges
Please subscribe.
Romeo Rodriguez, Mauro Di Fiore, and Robin Taylor scored the bout identical. 100-90 for your winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated, and now the undisputed
Give her all her belts.
Super Welterweight champion of the...
Oh, first, by the way, let me say this. Congratulations to Claressa Shields. Now, this is, it's not, I'm trying to figure out how to put it. Maybe I'm not articulating it correctly. It's not necessarily, it is her, and it's not necessarily about her accomplishments. It's the system right now. And since she right now is, here's where I'm at. Right now, for people who follow women's boxing, damn, first of all, let me stop being disrespectful. Let's play this back. Stop being disrespectful. This is always a thing of mine. Like, let them have their ceremony on the show.
Unanimous decision, still undefeated, and now the undisputed Super Welterweight champion of the world, from Flint, Michigan, Claressa T-Rex
Put the belt on, dog.
Shields.
One of them, you supposed to be like quick at that time and like trying to strap the belt around while their name getting called. So no, we're gonna talk. Oh, we're gonna talk. And by the way, coming into the fight,
so 193 across the board, Claressa Shields has become the first boxer, man or woman, to unify the 4 major titles in 2 different weight classes.
historical.
see, the problem is, I'm about to tell you the real shit in regards to boxing. And it's not Claressa Shields, it's the system. You know, becoming undisputed from vacant belts, it would be like looked at in men's boxing like, yo, ew, what the fuck? Especially the fact that it's a WBA super title on the line, meaning in women's boxing, there's now a WBA and WBA world title. And it's for the hardcore boxing fans. For the casuals who just want to watch Claressa Shields, don't know anything about rankings, know nothing, I can completely understand how this video is going to be off-putting to you. Like, not only is this guy talking mumbo-jumbo, but he's not giving her respect. Bro, this is a sport. I cover all of women boxing. Like, I cover these fights. I be here watching these fights. So the girl I'm about to tell you that I don't think she can beat, and I don't think she will beat, you're going to be mad at me because y'all not sitting here paying fucking $20 a month for The Zone, a streaming service. Oh, wait, post-fight interview. Please subscribe.
Did it again.
Yeah.
Are you happy with your performance? Take us through it.
90, 100, I can't be mad about it, but, you know, she just kept headbutting me and elbowing me. And
Clean sweep.
I was trying to get a knockout. That's really what I wanted. And I almost had it a couple times, but, you know, we got 2 minutes, and then we got the ref breaking up the fight for 30 seconds when she's holding and fucking elbowing me and stuff. And I'm happy, but I still want the KO, and I just didn't have enough time. But at the end of the day, I am the new undisputed champion at 154. The first boxer to do it in history, undisputed twice. And I did it here in Flint, Michigan. So, to all people in Flint, I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Everybody who ordered the pay-per-view, thank you so much. Hopefully I didn't disappoint. I don't think I did. But just for everybody who supported me, I just want to say thank you. Thank God, and I did it.
You did do it. It's been such a long time since we had fans in the crowd. You pick up more hardware. What about doing it here in Flint? Making history in Flint, the city that made you. Fans here, this is a great sight.
Yeah, you know, with COVID, we can't have a full capacity, but I know if we could, it'd be 6,000 people in here. It's a full 300, and that's the capacity for the day, so it's a full house. And I'm just happy to be able to do it here. You know, I started boxing here at that Burston Fieldhouse. I was 11 years old. Never in a million years did I think I would be on pay-per-view. And then I would be fighting and undisputed twice and just be one of the biggest boxing stars in the world and in history. Like, I just want.
1 minute. I gotta go get something to eat on my stomach. Jump cut. My bad. Took this multivitamin, and if I don't eat for some reason,
win the
always.
Olympic gold medal. That's all I wanted.
Let's go back 10 seconds.
God has given me undisputed twice. I started boxing here at that Burston Fieldhouse. I was 11 years old. Never in a million years did I think I would be on pay-per-view. And then I would be fighting and undisputed twice and just be one of the biggest boxing stars in the world and in history. Like, I just wanted to win the Olympic gold medal. That's all I wanted. And God has given me Olympic gold medals, 2 of them. I got, I think, 12 championship belts now, undisputed twice, and it just don't feel real to say undisputed twice. It's kind of weird.
It is.
That's like some epic shit.
Now, listen, when it comes to you, Clarissa, it's always what's next. It's always, I got to keep doing more. I got to keep doing more. You're going to make your MMA debut this year.
Yeah.
PFL hat is right there. When's it going to be? Give us the details on your MMA career.
Looking like middle of June, I believe Las Vegas. And I think I'll be on
there we
the
go.
card with Anthony Pettis. So super happy to be doing that. I get to celebrate my birthday March 17th, and then it's right back to the gym to Albuquerque, New Mexico, to train with Coach Jackson, Coach Wink, Howie Holm, and Johnny Bones. And I'm just ready to show the world that I am the GWOAT.
Lastly, there's also work to be done in the
That's
boxing.
some big
You
news.
told me this is your first love.
Wait a minute. Why is nobody talking about that? Now, I cover MMA. That's some big news. PFL is an ESPN MMA league. Why is nobody talking about that? In that case, my video is now different. So, okay, here's the thing. I hope. Well, let me let her finish.
Boxing. I know there's still stuff you want to accomplish. Katie Taylor at 147 pounds. Can you go down to 147? You get the titles at 154. Katie Taylor, she's out there.
Katie Taylor is not the worry in that sentence. The 147 is. Katie is a great fighter. They got to pay me a lot of money for me to lose my butt to go down to 147. Like, at the end of the day, I'm a woman, and that's something I love about my body. Is I may not have no big breasts, but I got a nice butt, and I would lose that going to 147. So they need to come with that dough, and I will be seeing Katie at 147 as long as they come at least with $1 million. Talk to me nice.
Bring the bag.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, this.
Let's stop right there. I got a chance to talk to her at one of the last. She was at, it was an ESPN fight. It was Jesse Hart versus Joe Smith Jr. It was the same night that Fashawn Cruz DeZern had fought and lost her wig to Alejandro Jimenez. Alejandro Jimenez. Just so happened, me and Claressa Shields was watching the fight together, which is weird. Ringside, and she was like, why would she wear like a wig? Anyway, I'm not gonna try to put her on the spot, but this was in AC, and I had interviewed her before. I kind of want to play the interview for you, but I'll put the link down below in the description box. She was talking about I don't know. It's not gossip because she told me in video. It was an interview. So she got, I think she got a new boyfriend now. But the boyfriend she had before was her personal trainer, her strength and conditioning coach. So she was saying, since it's relevant, that her strength and conditioning coach was telling her, like, 147, that's like a little too low for you. That's like the cutoff point. It's another 7 pounds down from the 154, which she's at right now. And this is a woman who came in at 168 pounds. And remember, Katie Taylor would have to agree to come to 147. And Katie Taylor is already not interested in coming to 147 for a 147 fighter in Cecilia Brakus or Jessica McCaskill. They're talking about over in Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, the promoter, will be a 147. I mean, a 143 type of thing. So, for Claressa Shields, personally, and she said it herself, I really don't want to see her boil down to 147. And yeah, don't lose the booty. You know? Shit, she said it. So fuck it. Let's acknowledge it. That thing is nice. And I'm a booty man. My girl got a nice shit. And that is like a little bit of a ratio a little bit. Like if they got like the big... Anyway, let me just... let me move it on. So what I'm saying is this. $1 million? Women in boxing want equal pay. I get it. But where does this money come from? You see what I'm saying? There's a market. You can't say, oh, well, motherfucking Anthony Joshua making $32 million, so you got to give me 10 if I'm on the card. It don't work like that. Now, from my understanding, Eddie Hearn, the promoter of this woman right here, Savannah Marshall. Now, understand me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. For those, the naysayers, as I said earlier in the videos, I know you guys are not watching this woman's fight. I know the hardcore fans know that Savannah Marshall, the last person to defeat Claressa Shields in the amateurs, or at all, period. And somebody else beat her, didn't they? But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, this girl is no joke. Claressa Shields knows. You talk to Claressa Shields about her, her face start pruning up. Now, if Claressa Shields were to beat her, then she's beat every relevant fighter of her generation to me. Katie Taylor's not relevant to her because they're so far apart in weight. Now, Cecilia Brakus, if Cecilia Brakus wants to stick around, in my personal opinion, by the way, I'm covering that fight this weekend, and I'm going to say the same thing about her if she wins. In regards to, if she beats Jessica McCaskill, if she doesn't retire, then I think she should test the waters at 154. And then fight Claressa Shields. And then it'll be an undisputed versus the undisputed. Why isn't nobody talking about that? You want to know who that woman is? Here, I'll show you right now. This was a couple of years ago. Shout out to Rob, who got this. By the way, Rob, you're going to be hearing from me, man. I haven't forgot about you.
I ain't used to carrying all these around, you know what I mean? My gold medal's a lot easier.
Doing good, champ.
That's a lot of jewelry.
Those shots.
Okay, ladies. Both of you right here. Yep.
Ladies. Perfect. Back stroke.
What do you want? We have to take one.
Hold on 1 second. What are we here? Just one.
Where are we looking?
Real quick.
Stay right here.
Now, this was before Claressa Shields, if I'm correct, had defeated. It wasn't the same card. This was before Claressa Shields had fought Christina Hammer. Now, this is Cecilia Bracu's undisputed, well, former undisputed champion at 147 pounds. Currently is Jessica McCoskill. This weekend over on The Zone, here, let's go over to the Matchroom Boxing YouTube page. No. If y'all want to be talking shit, then y'all need to be watching this motherfucking fight. Since y'all so motherfucking, oh, well, you know, who the fuck this nigga talking about? He motherfucking, no. This woman right here.
Welcome to Dallas.
Here's the thing. I feel Jessica McCoskill is too small for 154. But I don't feel that Bracus is, if that makes sense. She's been at 147 for so long. The woman that's over here right now facing off of her. Claressa Shields and this woman was on the same card. So I guess what I'm saying is this. Claressa Shields has potential 2 fights that will, in my personal opinion, solidify herself. Is it? Now correct me if I'm wrong. If she were to defeat a Savannah Marshall and avenge her loss but beat her on the grand scale, because that's the only woman that hardcores and boxing media who are following the sport, women's boxing historians, will say like, yo, Savannah Marshall would be a test for her. So it's not just me, some black guy on YouTube that's not going with the, oh, she black, so I'm going to ride. Go queen, go queen, go queen. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but you're not going to get me, whether you like to look at it or not, or believe it. And I don't, it's hard for me to believe sometimes. I'm a journalist. So therefore, certain ways I have to look at things and be like, yo, I like Claressa Shields. I like her as a person. Even though I'd be like, damn, like, why would she say that shit? You know? And I already talked about it. I have no issues in saying white boxing media or non-black boxing media have an issue with her. Because if they write something that she don't agree with, it's happened on numerous occasions where she'll turn it into something that it's not, or it wasn't likely intended to be. So now they're choosing not to cover her because they're like, oh, I don't want the headache from her or her fans. You see what I'm saying? Now some, I do admit, they just like, fuck this sport. I don't give a fuck about women's boxing. It's just ill. But it's not like that with UFC. For one, they got to get rid of those 2-minute rounds. They got to go. Female boxers, if y'all want to start making more money, y'all need to get that shit going immediately. All of y'all. Just everybody, y'all need to get it going. Because once they start warming up and shit, then the round be over. Or usually, I've seen several fights. I can't name off the top of my head. Women's fights, high-profile joints, where a woman was close to being stopped, but then ding, ding, being stopped, but then ding, ding, ding. That's why a lot of these women can't get knockouts. And another big story is, oh, Lord, let me finish this women's post-fight interview. Is the PFL thing, that's a huge deal. And I'm going to be watching and covering it. I'm going to do a preview, and I'm interested to see who she fights. Because going over to MMA is a whole different game. And before y'all say anything like, oh, wow, she could probably make it to the UFC. The UFC don't even have, or are likely not even going to have a 145-pound division anymore. So you would imagine for Claressa Shields, at minimum, if she ever went to UFC, I'm just saying going deep down the rabbit hole, you know, they would have to have at least a 155-pound women's division. So the UFC thing, PFL, you know, Bellator, I don't know about their larger divisions, but, you know, PFL, I'm digging it. And the exposure. But one thing I don't want, let me not forget to say, I hope she don't go over there and alienate those fucking MMA writers. Like, I hope she don't be on that shit. Like, what if she have a boring fight? Or what if she don't look good? Or she get her shit pushed in like Heather Hardy did? You know, and she go like, oh, well, the MMA media don't. I hope she don't do that shit. She's only 25 years old. She can take time off, have a baby, come back, and still, you know, women fighters, they fight until they about 40, 42. Because they're not taking like a lot of punishment. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that wouldn't happen if it was 3-minute rounds. I'm just saying. So it's just that, you know, I'm more concerned, as crazy as it may sound, because it's like, who the fuck am I to her? I'm more concerned about her and her career than I'm like, all right, because I'm like, listen, for me, it's difficult doing videos on Claressa Shields. Because it's like, these motherfuckers gonna come in here and cuss me out. And be like, call me all kind of fucking names and shit. And then you hear how other people feel about her, too. Because I talk to people, multiple people. So for the people who've been telling me what's the deal is, remember I talked to other people besides you too. And it's like the general thing is like, yo, why she like doing this to herself? You know? Now, some of the shit she gives people is warranted. But sometimes it's just be like, who the fuck? Well, there it is. This is her team right here, Mark Taffet. But I'm not saying like she should silence herself or she shouldn't be outspoken. But it's a slippery slope right now for a developing and blossoming and blooming women's boxing. Especially when you have to think like, is she the face of women's boxing right now? She's the face of American women's boxing. Michaela Mayer's not up there yet. McCaskill's not up there. I'm talking about vocal. She's got the medals. When it comes to women's boxing, you have to know who she is. In America. But internationally, they know who she is too. Because if you know who Katie Taylor is, then you know who Claressa Shields is, or at least you should. Well, no, guys. Let's get back to the post-fight interview.
62 straight wins for you. You haven't lost.
Cannabio, isn't how you say his name? The comic box dude.
Since 2012, Savannah Marshall is out there. That's another name.
Savannah Marshall can't fuck with me. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Like, I want to say something because I know she out there watching. Savannah Marshall, you won a lucky decision when we was kids. I was 17. Also, London was hosting the Olympics. She know if you want to gloat about you beating me 8 points to 14, come on now. And then you let me become champion in 3 different weight classes and you pro? Make it make sense. Savannah Marshall, no, she cannot and will not ever be able to fuck with me. And she can come to America. I can go to the UK. We can go to Mexico. Wherever Savannah Marshall want to go, I will fuck her up. Literally. Literally. She knows that. And it's like, look, undisputed twice. How come she ain't fight me for all the belts at 160? Why she want to fight for a vacant title? Because she's scared of me. Exactly. Exactly. I've been wanting smoke for years. Savannah Marshall can get it. And tell Eddie Hearn he came with that whack-ass $250,000. Tell him he better come with $500K, $750. He want me to come over there to the UK and smoke his girl. Pay me.
So there was an offer.
Flint, Michigan here. More titles. Final words. This is your pay-per-view.
I just want to thank all y'all. I love y'all so much. Everybody stay safe. Stay masked up. And shit, Flint, Michigan got the baddest boxer in the world. We 2-time undisputed. Huh? Pacquiao who? Canelo who? It's Claressa Shields. Yes. Nobody, listen, 2-time undisputed. When somebody else do it, let me know. It ain't been done, it's just me.
History, right here, Flint, Michigan. Back to you guys.
Hey, the floor is hers.
All right, now let's listen to this. Let's listen to this. Please take your time out. Like the video. Subscribe. Now, she did acknowledge that there was an offer made for $250,000 from Eddie Hearn. Currently, right now, Eddie Hearn is being said to be offering a 2-fight deal. One to happen in the States, one to happen in the UK. And I'm not quite sure. Is the offer around 300 or so thousand? Now, getting 500,000, if she gets that, congratulations to her. It's not too far off, in my personal opinion. I don't like talking about fighters and their money, to be honest with you, not no more. Years ago, I used to do it. But in the market landscape of things, let's just right now say $1 million is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And Savannah Marshall has had to build her profile to even be in this conversation. It is clear that Claressa Shields is the A-side. But let's listen to hear what Savannah Marshall has to say.
You know the world, try and sum up how you're feeling.
Well, I'm over the moon. For months now, I've watched every other weekend all the other matchroom girls get their chances and grab it with both hands, and there's been times when I've thought, God, when is my chance ever going to come? And tonight it did, and I certainly grabbed it with both hands.
Is it fair to say that professional boxing is not the smooth ride that you thought it would be when you started out, and are there times where you thought this moment might not happen?
100%. I've learned the hard way. I've had 9 fights in 3 years. And I've learned that sometimes it's not just about the fighting, it's about your profile and if you're loud maybe. But Peter's always said if you're good enough you'll get there. So I'd like to dedicate this win to Peter for getting me here, make me the fighter I am today. Also my amateur coach Tim, who's been there every step of the way through all the tears. Gary Booth and Kerry Kays, who they're my team. All my sparring partners. There's a handful of them that have pushed me week in and week out. All my sponsors. I certainly wouldn't be in this condition without them allowing me to train full time. All my friends and family. I couldn't have got here without them.
Peter Fury, it's sometimes overused, isn't it? Punch perfect, but is that as close to punch perfect as you could hope for?
Yeah, well, you know.
Now, before she started talking about Claressa Shields, this was the post-fight interview for her last fight. Savannah Marshall 9-0 with 7 KOs. Her last fight against Hannah Ronkin, who also Claressa Shields fought. Did Claressa Shields stop her? I don't believe so. This girl is trained by the former trainer and uncle of Tyson Fury, father of Huey Fury. Both of those fighters I just mentioned have a very particular style. She has that same style. She's 6 foot. Extremely long reach. Go watch some highlights. Go watch some fights. Put it together. This girl is extremely dangerous to Claressa Shields. Especially in 2-minute rounds.
You know, I said earlier on in today's interview, I said she'll stop at mid to late. And he said that's a bold statement to make. But I know my fighter inside out. And I'm very proud of Savannah, what she's achieved today. This evening, rather. So very, very happy with it. Over the moon.
And just moving forward, what do you want to do next? Is this just the start for you? Are you looking to clean up in this division? Could you go up? Could you go down? Obviously, Claressa Shields is in the division below at the moment, and I know Eddie Hearn has already reached out to their team.
100%, yeah. I took a fight in April at light heavy, and then I've come all the way down to middle for this because the opportunity was there. The only reason Clarissa's got the belt is because she got there before me, not because she's better than me. Because I'll tell you now, she certainly isn't, and I know she doesn't want none of me.
And you've said in the build-up to this sort of project restart, as it's been with boxing, women's boxing really has flourished. So to join the list of...
Short and sweet. So if the time comes, and if this woman, this white woman from the UK defeats Claressa Shields, yo, don't bring that race shit into it. It's a skit. Don't bring that race shit into it. Like, yo, motherfucker. Damn, I gotta stop cussing. The door's moving in. You guys are making me sick with it. Like, it's getting old now. And, you know, it really bothers me sometimes where, like, Claressa Shields, she be kind of like, I don't know how to say it, like, egging that shit on. That shit weird to me. You know, everything ain't about that, especially in boxing. I hate when that shit gets brought up in boxing. So, and I'm not saying it's not that, you know, a motherfucker gonna say, well, you know, motherfucker, well, you act like there's not no worse shit in boxing. Like, that should be weird to me. I be covering the sport. I be watching these motherfucking fights. I spend a lot of money for this fucking nerd shit. You know, the nerd shit. A lot of shit I don't even know how to say what this shit is. You see what I'm saying? By the way, I do feel now people are going to shit on it. People are going to say, oh, that white man for that big platform called Yahoo Sports, where his credibility will be on the line, his press passes. They're going to say he's lying when they be like, the fight, as a source told Yahoo Sports, likely somebody told them or leaked it, that it did 25,000 around, give or take, pay-per-view buys, which at $30 a pop, which I paid twice, equals to about, one of them, I'm sorry, is getting refunded. I'm refunding the Verizon one. But this one on Fight.tv, you can't refund. I'm going to keep it anyway. By the way, Fight.tv is a great platform. They've only got a couple of minutes. So I guess what I'm saying is this. Listen, that's a credible number. And I think that's a good number. You know, for a women's pay-per-view, 25,000? You can go from there. Start working toward 50,000, 80,000. What did Terrence Crawford versus Postol do? You know, there's some bright side there. You see what I'm saying? So I got to go walk my dog, and my Alexa's about to go off, so I got to clock in. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. When I get time, we're going to go through things in the stream. And I apologize for not being able to cover the fight real time. Please subscribe, like the video.